A prop gun, a tragic misfire. It was supposed to be a routine scene, a moment of tension in a film, but it turned into a real-life nightmare. The prop gun, meant to be harmless, discharged a live round. The sound echoed through the set, a sound that would haunt everyone present. A young woman full of promise, dead. The world gasped. She was a rising star, her career just beginning to take off. Her dreams, her future, all snuffed out in an instant. The cast and crew were left in shock, unable to comprehend the tragedy that had just unfolded before their eyes. How could this happen on a movie set, a place of supposed make-believe? Sets are designed to be safe, controlled environments where the magic of cinema comes to life. But on this day, the line between fiction and reality blurred in the most devastating way. Questions swirled. How did a live round end up in a prop gun? Who was responsible for this catastrophic oversight? But this wasn't a scene from one of Alec Baldwin's films. This was a grim reality, far removed from the scripts and storyboards. Baldwin, a seasoned actor, found himself at the center of a real-life drama that no one could have predicted. His face, usually seen on the big screen, was now plastered across news outlets worldwide. This was real life, colliding with art in the most horrific way imaginable. The boundaries between the two had shattered, leaving a trail of grief and confusion. The incident sparked a debate about safety protocols on film sets, with many calling for stricter regulations to prevent such tragedies in the future. The story, unfolding like a Greek tragedy, sent shockwaves through Hollywood and beyond. It was a tale of ambition, dreams, and a fatal mistake that would forever change the lives of those involved. The industry was forced to take a hard look at its practices, questioning how something so preventable could have happened. At its heart, a single bullet, a heartbroken husband, and an actor facing manslaughter charges. The courtroom became a stage for a different kind of drama, one where the stakes were all too real. The trial captivated the nation, as people sought answers and justice for the young woman whose life was tragically cut short. The outcome would not only determine the fate of Alec Baldwin but also set a precedent for the future of film production safety. The year was 2021. The location, Bonanza Creek Ranch, New Mexico. Alec Baldwin, a Hollywood heavyweight, was starring in Rust, a low-budget western. On that fateful October afternoon, the air crackled with anticipation as the crew prepared for a pivotal scene. Cameras were set, lines rehearsed. Then, a deafening bang pierced the silence. Cinematographer Halyna Hutchins collapsed, fatally wounded. Director Joel Souza lay injured nearby. Baldwin, holding the smoking gun, was immediately thrust into a nightmare. What began as a routine day of filming had morphed into an unimaginable tragedy. Initial reports labeled it a freak accident. A prop gun, they said, had malfunctioned. But as investigators dug deeper, a more disturbing picture emerged. Questions arose about safety protocols, live rounds on set, and Baldwin's own responsibility. The Santa Fe County District Attorney ultimately charged Baldwin with 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter. This sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Was this a tragic accident or criminal negligence? Prosecutors argued Baldwin, as both star and producer of Rust, had a duty to ensure safety on his set. They pointed to his alleged failure to properly check the gun and his reckless handling of the firearm. At the center of the case was the gun itself, a .45 long Colt revolver, a replica of a firearm steeped in Wild West lore. This particular model, known for its iconic design and historical significance, has been a symbol of the rugged frontier days. It was a weapon that defined an era, often seen in the hands of cowboys, outlaws, and lawmen alike. This type of gun, a staple in countless westerns, was designed for one purpose: to kill. Its presence in films and television shows has always been a nod to the violent and tumultuous times of the Old West. The Colt .45 revolver, with its heavy frame and powerful rounds, was not just a prop, but a piece of history, a reminder of the deadly force it once wielded. Even as a prop, its inherent danger was undeniable. The craftsmanship of the replica was so precise that it was almost indistinguishable from the real thing. The weight, the feel, and the mechanics were all designed to mimic the original, making it a convincing stand-in for the actual firearm. However, this authenticity came with risks, especially when safety protocols were not strictly followed. The presence of live rounds on the Rust set raised serious concerns. In the world of filmmaking, the use of live ammunition is strictly regulated, and the discovery of such rounds on set was a grave oversight. It brought to light the potential for catastrophic accidents, highlighting the importance of rigorous safety checks and the need for experienced professionals to handle such dangerous props. How did they get there? This question became the focal point of the investigation. The chain of custody for the prop gun and the ammunition was scrutinized, with every person who had access to the set being questioned. The goal was to trace the origin of the live rounds and understand how they ended up in a place where they should never have been. Who was responsible for their oversight? The legal proceedings aimed to determine accountability. Was it a lapse in the armorer's duties, a failure in the production's safety protocols, or a more sinister act of negligence? The courtroom became a battleground for these questions, with lawyers presenting evidence and witnesses testifying to piece together the events that led to the tragic incident. The search for answers was not just about assigning blame but ensuring that such a tragedy would never happen again. Section 6. Echoes of the Wild West. The Rust shooting, with its Wild West backdrop and tragic outcome, seemed eerily reminiscent of a bygone era. It forced a reckoning within Hollywood, a place where the line between fantasy and reality can blur. The use of real firearms on set, while common, came under intense scrutiny. Was the pursuit of authenticity worth the risk? The industry held its breath, bracing for the legal fallout. Section 7. Hollywood holds its breath. The trial captivated the nation. Hollywood A-listers and legal experts alike weighed in, dissecting the events leading up to the shooting. Some defended Baldwin, citing his reputation as a consummate professional. Others questioned his judgment, arguing that his actions, or lack thereof, had deadly consequences. The trial, unfolding against the backdrop of the #Me Too movement, raised questions about accountability and power dynamics in Hollywood. The Section 8. The Price of Negligence. The defense maintained Baldwin's innocence, arguing that he relied on the expertise of the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez Reed, to ensure the gun was safe. They argued this was a case of tragic miscommunication, not criminal negligence. However, prosecutors argued Baldwin's lack of due diligence, particularly his failure to personally check the gun for live rounds, contributed directly to Halyna Hutchins' death. Section 9. Justice for Halyna Hutchins. The tragic incident that took place on the set of Rust has left an indelible mark on the film industry and beyond. The courtroom is now the stage where justice for Halyna Hutchins is being sought, and the world watches with bated breath. The jury's verdict in the Alec Baldwin trial will have far-reaching implications for Hollywood. As the jury deliberates, the weight of their decision is palpable. Their faces reflect the gravity of the situation, knowing that their verdict will not only determine the fate of Alec Baldwin, but also set a precedent for future cases involving on-set accidents. A guilty verdict could send a chilling message about on-set responsibility, potentially leading to stricter safety regulations and a re-evaluation of how firearms are used in filmmaking. Legal teams are meticulously strategizing, aware that the outcome could redefine industry standards. Film sets might see a transformation, with enhanced safety protocols and rigorous training sessions becoming the norm to prevent such tragedies in the future. But regardless of the outcome, Halyna Hutchins' legacy will live on, a stark reminder of the human cost of negligence and the fragility of life, both on and off the silver screen. The candlelight vigils held in her memory are a testament to the impact she had on those who knew her and even those who didn't. The courtroom gallery, filled with people in deep reflection, underscores the collective mourning and the urgent call for change. Halyna's story is a poignant reminder that safety should never be compromised, and her legacy will hopefully inspire a safer, more conscientious film industry.